Hello YouTube, how is everyone doing? It's Professional here. Welcome back to my playthrough of 63 Days. Let's continue from where we left off, and we're going to be doing Chapter 4, The Fall. August 13th, 1944. Warsaw is under Luftwaffe's heavy bombing. The Luftwaffe is the Nazi Air Force. The situation is dire as insurgents have no supplies left, facing hunger. A small task force is created in order to search for food and medicine.
Wyzwolenie KL Warszał to ostatnie zwycięstwo, którego byłem świadkiem. Ciężko było o radość. Wiedzieliśmy, że sytuacja robi się trudna. W ciągu ostatnich dni okupanci zebrali siły i rozpoczęli ofensywę przeciw naszym wyzwolonym obszarom. Wszystkie były otoczone. Co gorsza, ledwo kilka ulic dalej od nas trwał dramat ludności cywilnej. Dla Niemców nie miało znaczenia, czy byłeś powstańcem.
This is the Walla massacre. This really happened.
Kobietą, dzieckiem, starym czy młodym. Po prostu wszyscy mieli zginąć, a miasto zostać zrównane z ziemią.
They were just rounding up random Polish civilians and just executing them publicly.
Mnóstwo niewinnych ludzi wyciągniętych ze swoich mieszkań, piwnic, schronów.
Even kids weren't spared.
Dziesiątki tysięcy. Tymczasem my biliśmy się o pozycję w okolicy naszych magazynów. Przez kilka dni przechodziły z rąk do rąk. Luftwaffe wciąż bombardowało nasze pozycje po kilka razy dziennie. 13 sierpnia wróg przypuścił ogromne natarcie z północy i zachodu. Zostaliśmy okrążeni.
Głodny jestem.
Idź do kuchni. Może zostały jeszcze szczury.
Może dostaniesz kota albo psa, jeżeli masz farta.
Szczury lepsze. Idę.
To nie jest śmieszne, chłopaki. Zdechniemy tu z głodu, jak psy.
Nie, najpierw dorwą nas ich strzelcy.
Albo bomby.
Albo ten zasrany moździerz, kurwa!
Słuchajcie, chłopaki, mam dla was robotę.
Ja się nie zgłaszam.
Rysiek, jak twoja ręka?
Jak nowa, szefie.
Dobrze. Ty i Buza pójdziecie na zewnątrz i zobaczcie, czy da się coś wyciągnąć z tego zrzutu z popołudnia.
Świetnie. A co z ich żołnierzami tam i zastranymi strzelcami wyborowymi?
Chłopaki, mamy naprawdę zero amunicji. Jeżeli te okopane oddziały postanowią atakować, nie mamy czym w nich strzelać.
Potrzebujemy też leków i bandaży. Nie mam już nic.
No świetnie, to może od razu nas obu rozwalcie.
Zamknij się już, kurwa, człowieku, bo zaczynasz mnie denerwować. Coś jeszcze, szefie?
Zobaczcie, czy możecie się przekraść i uciszyć te moździerze. Mają chyba złe koordynaty, ale w końcu trafią.
Idę z wami. Nic nie wiecie o tym, czego mi potrzeba.
Nie ma mowy. A kto nas będzie leczył?
I tak już wszyscy jesteśmy martwi, a jestem bezużyteczna. Pójdę.
Ach, wszystko jedno, twój wybór. Powodzenia.
What I'll say about this is that,
No, wspaniale, teraz będziemy jeszcze niańczyć dziewczynę.
Czy on zawsze jest takim dupkiem?
Przez większość czasu.
What I'll say about this is if you look at this symbol right here, see the P with the anchor on the bottom? That's actually the symbol of Armia Krajowa, the home army, the Polish resistance. And there's actually a British supply drop that you have to get over here. And what I will say about this is these supply drops are real. This really happened, where the British and the Americans had dropped supplies. And like right here, you can see a Piat, which is a, I don't think it actually technically counts as a rocket launcher, but it's an explosive weapon. And grenades, ammunition, and a sniper rifle the British dropped, but the Nazis got to it first. What I will say about this is these airdrops, the British and the Americans tried to help the resistance, so when the resistance was, fighting to liberate the city at the same time, the British and the American Air Force were trying to drop supplies. But what happened was Stalin refused to let them use Soviet airfields. If they had been allowed to use Soviet airfields, the American and the British had been allowed to, they could have dropped way more weapons for the resistance, because the resistance had basically run out of ammo, so this was a real thing that was happening. But Stalin didn't want that, because Stalin wanted the Polish resistance to fail, because he saw them as enemies. A lot of the Polish resistance were anti-communist. They wanted to free and independent Poland, not controlled by the Nazis or by the Soviets. And so Stalin wanted this uprising crushed, and he thought that he's going to wait it out and let the Nazis basically tear them apart, kill them all, and at the same time, he doesn't have to use Soviet soldiers. So Stalin basically let this uprising fail. He wouldn't allow supplies to be delivered, and
Wcale nie jest jak nowa. Mogę strzelać, ale nie zaryzykuję szarpania się z nimi.
Po co kłamałeś?
Żeby mój brat nie szedł.
O, rozumiem. Przynajmniej wiesz, gdzie on jest. Ja nie wiem, gdzie są moi.
To dlatego jesteś taki naburmuszony ciągle? Martwisz się o braci?
Nie, po prostu jestem sobą.
if the Soviets had allowed their airfields to be used, the Americans and the British could have dropped way more supplies. It would have just been way more helpful, and the uprising could have been a lot different. But that's why so many Polish people blame the Soviets, blame the Russians for the failure of the Polish of the Warsaw Uprising, because of the fact that Stalin just did not want to help at all. And also, a lot of these guys, I'll say, most of the resistance fighters, if they did manage to survive, they were later captured and killed by Stalin also. And also, the really creepy thing is a lot of these World War II documents that you can find are actually real documents. If you actually take a picture of it and you use, Google Image Lens, you'll actually find that they're actually real, they're real documents. But I can already read a little bit of it. Ultimatum do ludności miasta Warszawy. That means the people of Warsaw ultimatum. And let's see here. To the people of the city of Warsaw, the German High Command wishes to avoid unnecessary bloodshed, which will particularly affect innocent women and children, and therefore issues the following appeal. The population is asked to leave Warsaw in a western direction with white pieces of cloth in their hands. The German High Command guarantees that no resident of Warsaw who voluntarily leaves the city will suffer any harm. Yeah, BS. The all men and women able to work will receive work and food. People unable to work will be placed in the western areas of the Warsaw Governorate and will receive supplies. All sick people and the elderly, women and children in need of care will be provided with a room and medical attention. The Polish population knows that the German army is fighting only against Bolshevism. Anyone who contributes continues to allow himself to be used as a tool of Bolshevism, no matter under what slogan, will be held accountable without any scruples. The ultimatum is titled Commander-in-Chief. And so you see this BS Nazi propaganda, this bullshit Nazi propaganda right here. The rebels in the Warsaw Uprising were far from being Bolsheviks. They hated, communism, but they hated the Nazis too. But the Nazis were trying to paint them as communist supporters. But these rebels, the whole reason that the resistance had staged their uprising in the first place is because they wanted an independent and free Poland. That means no Nazis and no communists in Poland. And basically anyone that responded to this document will be killed. So literally they're saying, oh, wear a white flag, you'll be taken care of, you'll be treated humanely. They gave those assurances, and people were sent to concentration camps and worked to death. So this is just, pure propaganda. This is nonsense. But the Polish people did not buy this. They did not believe this, because Poland had been occupied by Germany for, 5 years at this point. 5 years. And so they've seen firsthand what Nazi occupation is like. So they knew that this was bullshit. This was, this was just nonsense. And about the Vala massacre, that was the massacre that that they showed at the start, with the, lining up, men, women, and children, executing them. Thousands of civilians have been executed in the Vala massacre. And like I said, the commander of the Vala massacre, that guy, the West German government would not extradite him. They wouldn't after the war. They kept basically saying, oh, there's no evidence that Heinz Reinfarth, the commander of this, that he had committed war crimes. And the guy ended up becoming a mayor. He ended up becoming a successful businessman in West Germany. He became a multi-millionaire. And he became a multi-millionaire in Germany, and Germany did not apologize to Poland until 2014 for never extraditing that guy. But plenty of, innocent people were executed in the Warsaw Uprising, people who had nothing to do with the resistance, just innocent civilians. They were just rounded up and executed.
Kurwa, następny nalot.
Oh, here comes the bombardment.
Jeżeli dorwiemy jakiś karabin z lunetą, jest mój!
Nie wszystko jedno, mam swoją broń.
Ja strzelałam tylko z pistoletu, więc będę się ich trzymać!
I like how the characters are also, yelling under the planes, because that would just be so loud. There's all these planes flying over you and dropping bombs.
Mam 0 naboi.
Watch out for the Nazi snipers.
Pokażę ci.
Okay. Let me move my, Okay, so what you gotta do basically here, and some people are probably gonna use my video as a guide here to complete these missions, because this game is very hard. Throw this rock at his head, and
Musiało boleć. Dobry rzut.
you can use Helga's ability to hit soldiers in the head who don't have a helmet on. And it'll temporarily knock them out.
No dobra, i co teraz?
Okay, now what you have to do in this part. Use Lynx's, you know, ability to draw them out. Hide. Take Storm and control of Storm and Helga. Have Helga throw a rock at the guy with the hat, and have Storm hit the guy with the helmet with knife. There we go. And then have Storm also kill this guy next. That worked out. Okay, we got him. Okay.
Jesteś w stanie nosić
Storm
strefę
can now
sobie?
find ammunition here. The Błyskawica fires. You know, 9mm Parabellum with the MP40 also fires. And we can get a rifle for Lynx here too. Okay.
Następny nalot.
Dobrze dla nas! Nie usłyszą nas nawet jakby trzeba było strzelać!
Now you can wipe them out when the planes are flying over. They won't hear it. Okay, got them all.
Trupy zanim ktoś tu przyjdzie!
Now hide the bodies. Okay, hide everyone.
Gorąco to.
Okay, we're doing pretty good so far. And you see this with the flamethrower here. This really happened. Is you know, flamethrower units actually went door to door, actually burning people alive in their homes. They were just burning every single building that they saw. So this was very much a real thing that happened, and these were direct orders from Hitler. Hitler was so angry with the uprising that he had ordered the entire city of Warsaw to be destroyed, burned down, destroyed by artillery, by planes, and by 1945, Warsaw had been the most destroyed city in Europe during World War II. I believe that Warsaw was even more destroyed than Stalingrad. And I'll actually have some pictures of Warsaw up on the screen, but this is what Warsaw looked like. Like, every single building was destroyed. It was 95% of all buildings were destroyed in the city. And there was plenty of people that were inside their homes when they were being burnt alive. This is just absolutely horrible. And in The Pianist, there's actually a scene of this where they actually show the flamethrower units going door to door, burning people. I'll actually show that scene right here. some more ammo for a storm here. Okay. Okay.
I nic tu nie ma, tak myślałem. Pewnie zabrali rzeczy gdzieś.
Going here.
niedaleko.
Helga, może poudawałabyś trupa, by ich zwabić.
Co?
Po prostu połóż się i ani drgnij. Któryś na pewno podejdzie sprawdzić dziewczynę całą we krwi.
Mogę spróbować, ale...
Spokojnie, zdejmę gościa szybko. Ale chciałbym zaznaczyć, że uważam, że to bardzo głupi pomysł.
Spróbujemy.
Now, Helga's ability is actually very effective to play dead. You can get guards out of really annoying places. So she can just pretend to be dead, the guards will run up to her, and if you take too long, they will just eventually shoot her body. Just one less guard to worry about. Okay. Just pretend to be dead with Helga there. And then with Lynx, do this to get this guy out of here.
No i zdechł. Otwieram.
Okay, another one down. Okay. Okay, now then what we can do is... Okay. Watch out for that guard there. Hide everyone in the sewer. And also, I want to point out that the sewers were actually used a lot by the Resistance during the Uprising. The sewers were used a lot. Okay. Now we just play dead here with Helga. Wait for this guy here. He's gonna turn around. He should see Helga pretending to be dead. Gonna run right up to her. Take him down next. Patrol's coming back. Okay, one less to worry about here. These guys are next right here. Okay. Take this guy down first. And then next, throw a rock at this guy's head. Okay. Okay. Put all the bodies in there. Crap, okay. Time to hide too. And if you, this guy is a wounded SS soldier. This guy deserves to die. If you actually kill this guy, Storm has a pretty funny dialogue. There's a lot of hidden dialogues that's in the game. If you complete the objectives with different characters, or you have different characters at certain places and you don't have others, you unlock unique dialogue. Okay, this part is a little bit tricky. Oh, crap. Ah, okay. Okay, what we do on this part is you're gonna want to do his yell, but do it so that it alerts only that guy. Wait for the patrol to pass again. Okay.
Wygląda na to, że znaleźliśmy nowe zabawki. Zamawiam tę rurę z granatami. Wygląda ciekawie.
Okay, you want to hide the bodies up here? Okay, so this is the Piat. I actually don't know that much about rocket launchers. I know way more about World War II guns, but rocket launchers I don't know that much about. But let me know in the comments anybody knows more about the Piat. I'll have it up on the screen. It's a British weapon that was actually dropped in during the Warsaw Uprising. And it's apparently doesn't. It's a launcher that doesn't have any kind of backblast because it acts more like a mortar when it fires, and so it fires a shaped charge. I know that. It can take out like light armored vehicles, and then we have a sniper rifle here, but it looks like a Mosin Nagant.
To nie Mauser. Coś brytyjskiego.
Helga, get her that. Grenades.
Powodzenia w szukaniu amunicji. racji do tego.
Nie da się.
Okay, so the planes are coming back now. Now we do Storm's ability, make all these guys pay. There you go. That's what you get. Okay. Next squad we're gonna take down before the planes stop. Yep. That's what you get. Don't worry about Storm getting hurt, because you can. Helga has 5 med packs. Get rid of the sniper. There we go. All the enemies dead. So we killed everyone, but there's still one more enemy here left. I know it's the sniper. This sniper, we're gonna want to get rid of him because he's gonna be a problem later on. Okay, and I think I can translate this part in Polish, because I can speak fluent Polish, but I can't read that well, but I think I can read this. Polscy żołnierze, that means Polish soldiers. Walczna, wasza obrona jest bezsłowa. That means that your fight is without point. Przyjdziecie do nas bez broni z białym chustkami. Come to us without weapons and with white clothes. Jako walczeni żołnierze będziecie dobrze przez nas traktowani. You will be treated well. Officeroni wasi kłamią. Your officers are lying to you. Mówiąc wam, iż polscy język będzie przez nas traktowało albo rozstrzelamy. Oficery wasi kłamią, mówiąc wam, iż polscy język będzie przez nas traktowani albo rozstrzelamy. My Niemcy żołnierze mówimy prawdę. That last sentence, the second to last sentence, I didn't seem to understand that well, but the last part I do understand. My Niemcy żołnierze mówimy prawdę. What that basically means is that means we German soldiers are telling the truth. Let's see how accurate my translation is. Polish soldiers, your valiant defense is pointless. Come to us without weapons, with white pieces of cloth. As brave soldiers, you will be treated well by us. Your officers lie when they tell you Polish prisoners of war will be ill-treated or shot by us. That's that last sentence I didn't seem to understand, but that's what it says. Your officers lie when they tell you that Polish prisoners of war will be ill-treated or shot by us. We German soldiers tell the truth. Yeah, right. This is, you know, this is the Nazis, I will tell you, must honestly think that the Polish population was stupid, which is probably what they were thinking, because the Polish population had endured Nazi occupation for 5 years. So do you think that anyone is going to believe this propaganda? We German soldiers tell the truth. Come to us without weapons with white pieces of cloth. It's just such nonsense. Like, how can they expect anyone to believe this? It's like, the second you surrender to them, they're going to kill you. Okay, and now Helga. We'll use Helga's medkit here to heal Storm. But to my Polish viewers, please tell me how good my Polish was there. I know I kind of, you know, butchered the last few words, but I tried my best. I can speak Polish just fine, but I always have a hard time reading. I've always had a hard time reading. So I understand everything they're saying in the game, even without subtitles. Okay, now, Lynx has 2 grenades. I know some people are gonna tell me this is a waste of a grenade, but it's worth it just to get rid of the sniper. Just so you don't have to deal with the sniper anymore. Throw that grenade up there. Get rid of him. Yeah, just so we don't have to deal with this guy. The sniper rifle, I'm not sure what that is. That was in the airdrop. It looks like a Mos Nagant to me. I don't think it's an Enfield. Like this, I don't think that's a Mos Nagant. For people wondering, how would the Resistance know how to operate these weapons when they're dropped? Well, the Piat would probably be a lot harder to understand. They probably dropped instructions in Polish. That's probably what they did with the airdrop too. But as for bolt-action rifles are actually some of the easiest rifles to figure out how they work. But most bolt-action rifles work the exact same. You know, internal magazine. It's, you know, you put the rounds in, you know, load one by one, orb of clips, and you know, you cycle the rounds, and you cycle after each shot with the bolt. You know, it's very, it's very simple. The hardest thing on a bolt-action rifle is trying to figure out where the safety is. So when it's the first time shooting a bolt-action rifle, trying to figure out where the safety is, because bolt-action rifles generally, most of them work the exact same, and most bolt-action rifles actually have the Mauser action. They actually use that. But the hardest thing I would say would be trying to figure out where the safety is. For Mauser rifles, like on the German Kar 98, the safety is actually on the very back of the bolt, and it's like this little, like, kind of like flip switch. But on most Nagants, the Russian rifles, they have the worst safety I've ever seen on a bolt-action rifle. And it's like a weird safety. It's like the very back of the bolt, like the back knob, you have to like pull it and twist it. It's like such a weird, you know, safety. It's a bad safety, where the German rifles, it was just like this switch. But the Russian rifles, it was the safety had to be like, you know, twisted. It was ridiculous. Okay. Okay. Okay, got rid of that guy. The plane should be flying over again. Right. Before you go for destroying the planes, what you're gonna want to do is take out the SS officer with the binoculars, because he can be a problem. I almost forgot about him. This guy right here. The sniper rifle has insane range. This guy's gotta go. This guy with the binoculars. Drop him. Yeah. I made one mistake where I fired when the other soldier was too close. Okay. There we go. We do now wait for that soldier to come around the corner and pop him. And because of all the planes, no one's gonna hear the shots. Okay, move his body. Okay, there we go. These guys are going next. Here we go. Clearing them out. Hide right here. That guy will turn around and he'll run over the bodies any moment. In the meantime, let's get Helga out of here. Here we go. He's running over to find the body. Next guy will run over to find the body too. Dead. Okay. Every bullet counts, okay. Now we're gonna want to cross, but you're gonna have to be really quick here. Cross. Get rid of those mortars now. Dead, okay. Next group, taking them out.
Moździerze uciszone. Co robimy dalej?
Wracamy do naszych.
And the SS officer, okay. They're launching an attack on the Resistance headquarters.
Kurwa, nie! Młody tam jest! Musimy im pomóc, szybko!
Nie pomożesz im!
Idziemy i koniec rozmowy! Muszę wiedzieć, czy mój brat żyje!
Chodź! Wytulaj nic! Mam nadzieję, że nie rozwalną dzieciaka.
That was, that translation wasn't completely correct when he's like, I hope they don't shoot the kid. He more said, like, mam nadzieję, że nie rozwalą dzieciaka. That more means, like, I hope they don't destroy the kid. Wait for these guys to stop looking here now. Okay, now Storm is gonna be doing the majority of the work here. Use the Piat. Fire it at them. It fires like this mortar-like thing. And there we go, we took out a whole squad. Once you use the Piat, just immediately run. Run. Hide back here. That's one less squad to deal with. gonna be using Storm and Helga next. And we're gonna put Lynx as a sniper, and we're gonna put him right up here. Just so he can overlook the entire area.
Kommt raus! Wir tun euch nichts!
Wait for them to stop being alerted here. Okay, wanted level's gone. Okay. Okay, Helga and Storm, here we go. Move out now. Okay, Lynx got wounded, but it's not that big of a deal because Helga still has plenty of medkits. Okay. Yeah, that I wasn't expecting one straggler left there. So basically, it's do my strategy. You know, you have Storm just use the Piat, clear out the squad that's like moving around, and then like run back. And the biggest mistake that people make when they play 63 days is that they think that everything has to be done stealth. That's the biggest mistake that people make. While doing stealth generally does help a lot, is that sometimes it's better to it's better to go loud sometimes and run away. So like clear a bunch of them out and then run away. That's sometimes a lot of times better ways to clear them out. Damn, I forgot about that annoying guy in the bridge. Okay, change of plans. Okay, I'm gonna send Storm and Helga back. I'm gonna fire a single shot here, and this guy that I'm gonna shoot is gonna put the enemies on alert, but it's necessary. This guy, snipe this guy. This guy, because he's gonna be... I forgot how annoying this enemy is. This guy's gonna be a massive problem. He's gonna cause a lot of problems. Keeps turning around and he has a massive cone of vision. Okay. Okay, they'll stop being on alert in a moment here. This guy's still looking for me, but he should stop in a little bit here. Okay, he just stopped looking in a little bit here. They captured prisoners here. If you get detected while near here, they will execute the prisoners. So if you want to save them, you have to get rid of this SS officer here. See something here with this. Okay. I'm gonna make another shot with Lynx's sniper rifle. This guy's gotta go. We've saved the hostages because he's the only one who can execute the captured insurgents. So like I said, the biggest mistake people make is they're scared to go loud. Sometimes it's better pick these guys off one by one, even if it alerts them, because it just thins them out. Okay, let's get Helga and Storm on the move. By the time they put down the alarm, yeah, we'll get them in place. Also, when you see anything like with a red circle like this, it means it can be destroyed, like with an explosion. Those ammunition crates can be blown up. Okay. Get Storm and Helga right here, against this wall. Crap. Ah. Okay. Hang on. Get Helga and Storm to go back. This patrol that walks around, they could be a problem. Okay. That was a bit close. Okay. Okay, have Helga play dead. Get him out of there. Okay. Now we can hide their bodies in the truck. Okay. Now we just wait for this patrol to leave here. Music is also soundtrack very sad during this mission. Wait till he turns. Okay. This is gonna be a little... This part is a little bit tricky. Okay. Okay. Throw a rock at the SS officer's head, and then have Storm, knife this guy. With the helmet. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Hide the bodies now. Okay, there we go. Now I can clear these guys out. Oh, crap. Damn. Yeah. I should have activated the ability right next to the door. That's what I should have done. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay, those guys are dead. Okay. Okay, and here, collectible. Gdy krowy ryczy, nie stać w bramie. The cow screams, don't stand with the gate? Wait, what? When the cow is mooing, don't stand in the gates. So my translation was a little bit off there. Cow was a nickname for German Nebelwerfer's fog launcher, series of rocket launcher systems which make a distinct sound resembling a mooing cow. The Nebelwerfers were kind of similar to the Katyusha rockets, which were the Soviet, weapons. They were basically, they're in Sniper Elite 3 at the beginning of the game. They're basically, I'll have a Nebelwerfer on the screen, a picture of it. They're basically these launchers that the Nazis would put a bunch of, rockets, grenades in. I'm not sure exactly what goes into it, but basically, they go up in a series, and they make this distinct sound, and then they'll just come down, and they'll just basically bomb the area, like, really badly. So there'll be a bunch of, explosions that will happen in a rapid amount. And, my controller. 1 second here. No, hang on. We're gonna keep, links up there. And we're gonna keep, Helga in there. Well, actually, you know what? We'll have Helga go with us. That guy's gotta go next. Have Helga throw a rock at him. Then have Storm knife him. Yeah, we're doing good. Okay. Crap, that was close. Okay. These guys, we're gonna clear all of them out in a little bit here. Get rid of this guy next here. Move the body all the way over here. Okay. Links with the sniper rifle again. Have him drop that guy. Okay. That'll make it easier too. Okay. Doing that just to run away, wait till their alert goes down. Okay, we're not on alert anymore. We don't have that many enemies left. We can clear them all out. This guy we could probably drop, yeah. Surprised they saw that. Okay, wanted level will go down in a moment here. This guy's still on alert here, huh? Okay. He's not on alert anymore. They're on high alert now. This guy's going. Down, okay. Next guy now, too. Okay. Okay, just wait for this to end. Any moment they'll stop looking. What? How? Fall back all the way. Get Lynx to run back too. I don't know how I got spotted there. But I had to get out of there because I would have died if I stayed. You die in like 2 shots in this game. Any moment now, they'll stop looking. Crap. Yeah.
Dobra, dosyć! Wystrzelałem się!
Okay, ooh.
Wystrzelałem się!
I think I got rid of that entire patrol that's walking around, so that's actually a...
Burza. Dobrze cię widzieć. Ta, a teraz wyjazd stąd. Znajdźcie zgrupowanie Radosław na Czerniakowie. Tam się spotkamy.
The subtitles weren't completely accurate there. He said, good to see you, pal. He just said, Buza, dobrze ciebie widzieć, which just means Storm, it's good to see you. He didn't say pal at the end there. That was kind of an extra thing that was added on. Okay, so he saved those guys. Okay. Okay. There we go. See that? Yep. Entire squad just wasted. Okay. Don't have to worry about them anymore. Okay, everyone regroup. Get him some more ammo for the sniper rifle.
W tym miejscu mieliśmy zbiórkę na początku powstania. Wydaje się jak wieki temu.
Okay. We got an MG42 now. Helga's gotta heal Lynx. Okay. Heal him. Okay, there we go. We'll put Lynx on the, actually, probably put Storm on the MG42.
Idę.
We'll put Helga right here. In case they flank, we can just hit them from the side here. Okay. Now save that Piat. And they have no more hostages here. If they have hostages, then don't fire the Piat here. But because they don't have any hostages, they killed them all. We're gonna fire the Piat. But hold on a second. Actually, I have an idea. Before I fire the Piat, I can snipe the guy in the second floor. Right. There we go. That's one less to deal with. Okay. What's this with the Piat? Ooh, oops.
Jedziemy z tematem.
Can't see that far with the, sniped him. We're only gonna need one more sniper bullet, by the way, so we can use 4 here. I don't want to get too close to them because, like I said, you know, they'll light you up, they'll kill you really quickly. Oh, did he have to roll down the stairs? Okay. Okay. There's a chance this might not work, what I'm gonna try here.
Wszyscy nie żyją. Ale młodego nigdzie nie widzę.
Yeah, okay, he's way too much on high alert.
Wszyscy nie żyją. Ale młodego nigdzie nie widzę. Patrz na to.
Oż w mordę! Wystrzelałem się!
No, idę tam.
Okay, we're good here. Have Helga heal him. Again, we got still 3 med packs, so we're good. Okay, now what you're gonna want to do is, clear this guy out. Yeah. That sniper's gotta go, because he's gonna get, like I said, he'll be really annoying later on. Okay. I need MP40 ammo. Okay. Okay, find Henyu. Henyu's right up here.
A już prawie przestał się wahać.
Gdzie jest mój brat?
Widziałem, jak uciekł, gdy zaatakowali.
Wiem. Wiem, gdzie mógł uciec. Do domu. Idziemy.
Now, this part is extremely brutal. Look at this.
Kurwa mać, oni zabijają wszystkich. Tak po prostu.
There are kids that were hiding in this building.
Co za potwory? Przecież to dzieci. A co za różnica? Trup to trup. Heniu, świat tak nie wygląda. Że jak? Ach, biedne dziecko.
And stuff like this very much happened. And the biggest one of the biggest misconceptions that I hear, and it's actually a pretty offensive statement, is I see like comments on YouTube videos all the time. Like whenever I watch any kind of, you know, World War II movie scene or World War II documentary, I'll see like these stupid comments underneath like these videos, and people will be saying, oh, you know, the Wehrmacht didn't commit war crimes, which was the German army. It was the Nazi SS. The Nazi SS were the guys that were mainly committing war crimes. The Wehrmacht took part in plenty of war crimes as well, and when civilians were... This happened. Flamethrower units in Warsaw went around burning people alive in their homes. Who did this? This was the Wehrmacht that did this, the German army. So there's this big myth that people, like this false, you know, nonsense that people push where they say, oh, you know, it was just the SS that committed war crimes. The Wehrmacht didn't commit war crimes. No, nonsense. The Wehrmacht committed plenty of war crimes. Plenty of atrocities they committed. And also, the Wehrmacht acted very differently in Poland than they did in, like, Nazi-occupied France. They were also brutal in Nazi-occupied France, don't get me wrong, but what they did in Poland, they massacred so many civilians, and it was just, the terror in Poland was worse than even the terror in France. So, like, doing stuff like this, like executing Polish children with flamethrowers, the Wehrmacht did stuff like this in the Warsaw Uprising. It was the Wola massacre where this stuff happened. So, like, honestly, it just pisses me off whenever I just see people in the comments, like, you know, saying, oh, you know, the Wehrmacht, or just, you know, they were just innocent people, like, they were just drafted, you know, they didn't do any bad stuff, you know, they just fought against, they were forced against their will to fight. It was the SS that committed war crimes. No, this was the Wehrmacht here that did this. The SS were the worst of the Nazi party. They were the guys that committed the worst atrocities. But the Wehrmacht committed plenty of atrocities as well, and that's what people do not understand. But anyways, those kids, though, you guys will be happy to know you can actually save the kids. The kids who actually die here, you can save them, and you unlock a unique dialogue if you actually save them. And you get a trophy, so if you save the kids, you get a trophy as well. Okay, now to save the kids, this is what you want to do. Throw a grenade at the German sniper team right here, get rid of these guys. Once they're dead, switch to Helga and Storm. Use his Storm's sweep ability, but put it, like, right here in the very bottom. Make sure you don't hit the hostages. And then have Helga target this guy.
Już mnie to wkurza!
There we go. We saved the kids. So here's the unique dialogue that you can hear now.
Co wy narobiliście? Wy nieodpowiedzialni idioci! Wszyscy zginiemy przez was! Co za niewdzięczna raszpla!
Eniu, zamknij się.
So yeah, so the old woman is yelling at you, why did you kill them? Now they're gonna kill all of us. And what basically she was scared of is she was scared of the Nazi retaliation killings. Because what would happen is, if the Polish resistance killed a German soldier, the Germans would just round up random Polish people on the street and just execute them publicly. And they were doing that a lot in the Warsaw Uprising. But what she didn't know is that she was gonna be executed there, so they saved them. Now, this is really good voice acting right here.
Wiedziałem.
Co my zrobiliśmy, Antek?
Ja nie wiem, braciszku.
Zabiliśmy naszą matkę! Matkę zabiliśmy!
To nie... Ej, krwawisz.
Zabiliśmy ją! Kurwa! Idioto!
Helga, chodź tu pomóż.
Musiał go jakiś odłamek trafić.
Chodź, Heniu, nic tu po nas.
Też płakałam, gdy moi rodzice zginęli.
To? Kiedy?
Miałem 8 lat, 9. Wiesz, gdy były pierwsze naloty, jak te teraz.
2 moich braci zginęło w tym tygodniu, byli w innym oddziale. Dowódca mi dzisiaj powiedział. 1 jeszcze mi został, zakładając, że żyje.
To czemu nie płaczesz jak wszyscy inni?
Płaczę w sobie.
So, Storm knew that the 2 of his brothers were dead, but he didn't want to, he wasn't showing that sadness, but he was very much sad. But, that will wrap up this part, guys. There is still 2 more, you know, missions left in the game. The game gets really sad later on, too. The story gets really good. But thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, do drop a like, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.